Looks like I've got a visitor. Here we go. Actually, I don't have a visitor today. I was able to get some footage of this beautiful rat snake a couple of days ago. It was a spur of the moment thing, and I have some of the film. In making the film, making this video, it has brought to my attention a shakeup in the taxonomy of these snakes. Now, taxonomy is the classification process that biologists use and taxonomists use to classify basically anything that's alive. And this introduction here is actually a reshoot. I had some things I wanted to say. When I initially made the first video, I used my old Peterson's Field Guide, which is from quite a few years ago, well over 10 years old, and the taxonomy hadn't been changed yet, so that field guide still has the old information. I need to get an updated field guide now. Basically, what had happened, at one point, all rat snakes were said to be under this genus. And that means all rat snakes worldwide, and were basically thought to be in this genus, both New World and Old World, from Europe and Asia and North America. They had changed that to a different genus, which is still the current genus for North American snakes, but they had one species with quite a few subspecies. I think there were 5 subspecies. Basically, there was some genetic studies done on the rat snakes here in North America. And those studies found 3 distinct species of rat snake in the U.S. based on geographical location. And the old snakes, the old 5 subspecies, were based on coloration and pattern, which is genetic. But there's 3 distinct species now with no subspecies. Each of the color phases are just that, they're phases. Before the genetic studies had come along, this snake here, as I call it in the video you're getting ready to watch, it would have been called a black rat snake. Now it is actually called either the gray rat snake or the Midland rat snake, or as some people call basically any rat snake, any of the 3 species in one area or another is most likely going to be called a chicken snake. For their habit of eating eggs. These are some of the longest snakes in North America. Although they are not venomous, they can be defensive. So I hope you enjoy. Hey folks, this here is something I found crawling in my yard today. It is a black rat snake. baler there is trying to get a little bit of attention from it. Now it will bite. These are very common. These little black rat snakes. This is a self-defense mechanism it's doing. It's putting its head underneath the coils of its body so that I can't get to its head. These are really good climbers, as all rat snakes are. And they really good with rodents. They'll eat birds and eggs. So they are very interesting creatures. This one, I think, has the possibility of being wounded. Maybe. I'm not for sure. But I'm going to allow it to crawl on. On a final note before I end the video, please just leave snakes alone. Don't kill them. Don't harass them. Just let them be snakes and enjoy their life. They don't set out to harm people in any way whatsoever, whether they're venomous or not. A snake is there to live and to eat. Snakes do not go out and readily attack people. What they do is get defensive when they are harassed. That harassment may include being stepped on while walking through the woods. Unfortunately, that does happen where someone's walking through a location, whether it be the forest or a desert somewhere, and they unintentionally step on a snake laying on the ground that is hidden fairly well, and the snake bites. The snake's just trying to defend itself. It thinks something has a hold of it. So just leave snakes alone. Don't go out and kill them. They're not setting out to harm people. They're there for a reason. They keep the rodent population and other populations of pests under control. So, and don't do what I do. Don't go out and mess with snakes. As you saw me messing with this one in the video, don't do that. That's not a safe thing. If you do not know how to identify snakes readily, then don't be messing with them. This one I knew was a rat snake. I did not know the taxonomy had changed, but it's still a rat snake. I can identify snakes myself. I've done this so much. I can identify any snake that lives in this area at sight, basically. So if you don't know how to identify snakes, or if don't go by the slanted pupils or the or anything like that. Just if you do not know how to tell one snake species from another, don't mess with them. It's easy for a lot of people to get confused, and it's best just to leave them alone. Even diamond-shaped heads, where I live here, it is all the venomous snakes are vipers. Rattlesnakes and copperheads, they have a triangular shaped head, but a lot of the non-venomous snakes can distort their head and do so to make it look triangular. There's a lot of things. There had been one that went around was the tail. If a snake had a real keen tail, the tail went out real fine, then it was a non-venomous snake. If it had a blunt tail, it was a venomous snake. That's not reliable. That's all snakes are born with fairly keen tails, and over time they can be blunted through injury or predation attempts. So just, if you can't look at a snake and know exactly what species it is, I would suggest not messing with them. Just let them be snakes and go about their way, and everything will be fine. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and you want to see more. Leave a comment. Feel free to leave a comment. And you all have a great day.